Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode. So in last episode, we simmed the last half of the season simulation, and we actually made the playoffs going 43, 30, and 9, and we're up here against our divisional rivals in the Buffalo Sabres, who knocked us out 2 years back. They had a 45, 32, and 5 record, but they have won their last 10 games in a row. So I'm kind of scared of their roster. They have a very good top line with Huberdeau, Eichel, and Reinhardt, which is all 87 plus overalls. But their defensive core is not even that good. Like, I think ours is almost better than theirs to an extent, but I don't know how they simulate. I know they simulate really well in their last 10, but I don't know how they simulate other than that. So hopefully we can somehow beat them. Lafreniere is probably the key piece to helping us get to the next round. I think if we have the chance, he matches up pretty good probably against somebody like Jack Eichel. So anyways, let's get into this first round matchup, see if we could somehow pull off an upset, even though we do have home ice in the series. Last time around we played Buffalo, we did have home ice as well, so I'm not going to say that home ice is really that important, to be honest. It depends on who could get off to a better start. So let's see what happens here in game number 1. See if we could use this home ice maybe to their advantage, though. If we use it to our advantage, maybe we will win the series, but who knows. First period of game 1, and it's 1-1. So Evander Kane, who returned to Buffalo, makes it 1-0, but Jacob Pelletier answers back. Pelletier had a pretty good regular season in terms of points, but he played really bad defensively. Shots are 10-8 in favor of us, so we're getting some shots through, which is nice. Second period, and it's 2-2. So Dylan Cousins, who's on their fourth line, makes it 2-1, but Davis Paxpoo picks up his first ever playoff goal in his first ever playoff game, and we have a 2-2 game going into the third. Shots are 17 apiece, and it's a tie game. Let's see what happens in this third period. Penalty kill. Nicely done, guys. Who wants to be our hero for us here in this third period? Power play for us. It's a long opportunity, and we don't convert on it, apparently. We kind of struggled with the special teams during the regular season, so it's not a surprise. And we are going to overtime here in game 1. Shots are 29-28 in favor of us, so it's a very back and forth game right now. Let's see who could get the winner here in OT. Come on, boys. I want somebody to come through for us. Power play. And we don't convert again on the power play. I might have to change up the unit a bit. Final 5 minutes of this opening overtime period. Power play again for us. And we don't convert for the third time in the last 2 periods. So it's a 2-2 game. Shots are 41-37 in favor of us. It's been a really good goaltending matchup actually too. Let's see what happens here in the second overtime. Come on, somebody score for us. And we are going to get it done. And it's Jesse Alonen, who had a very surprising season because the seasons before the last 2, he put up like 25 points. But this year he had like 40-something points. He comes through with a big OT winner, and we have taken a 1-0 series lead. So Pelletier from Obey-Kabul and Virtanen, Paxpoo from Montour, and Alonen from Shea and Gunler. 3 stars, Yolonen, Parsons, and Sapanen also played some of the game. Damn, it was a combined win? Or did Parsons get injured? Parsons better not have gotten injured. Because we're currently without Morgan Frost, so I guess they just split time in that net that game, which is kind of neat. Because both goalies are the same overall, I think. Okay, so let's head into game number 2. We still have home ice. We have a 1-0 series lead. Let's see if we could take a 2-0 series lead headed to Buffalo. First period of game number 2, and it is scoreless. So I'm liking that. We're still playing pretty good defensively, it seems like, in this playoffs. Shots are 17-10 though in favor of Buffalo after 1, so we need to kind of limit them a bit in terms of offensive shots and whatnot, because that's not a really good start in that sense. Second period, still scoreless, but they're out shooting us 27-25, so we definitely caught up a bit more in shots, so we definitely outworked them that period, but still, this is a very good goaltending matchup. It seems like Parsons versus Luukkonen. Let's see what happens here in the third period. Penalty kill early in the third, and they're going to score. Jack Eichel beats Tyler Parsons on the power play. Not good. Come on, boys, let's tie this up. Who has a goal in them? Nick Suzuki? I don't know. Just calling out random names. And Nick Suzuki. Wow, okay. That's really weird. I just called out a random name and Suzuki scored, but Eichel scores another power play goal. And Eichel gets the empty netter. So Jack Eichel defeats the Montreal Canadiens pretty much. Buffalo didn't do anything. That's pretty realistic to an extent, because in real life right now, Eichel's like a one-man show in Buffalo, it seems like. So we lose 3-1 in game number 2. Only goal coming from Suzuki, from Yolonen and Gellner. So that third line. Yeah, Jack Eichel was the main reason we lost that game. And then also Lekonen played really well. Parsons kept us in that game though too, so got to give him a pat on the back. So I don't think I'm going to change anything with the lineup. Maybe actually with the penalty kill, because we did just let in 2 power play goals. Because I want to do good in Buffalo too, but I don't know if we are going to be able to do good in Buffalo. Because Buffalo is a pretty tough team probably on home ice. So, what do we want to do with our penalty kill? Let's see, penalty kill. That penalty killing unit has a +5. Actually, our penalty kill looks really good on paper. I don't really want to screw around with it, almost to an extent. That doesn't make much of a difference, but we'll do that anyways. Put the 2 Carsons together again, because those guys were really good on like 5-on-5, and we'll keep that the same. Hopefully Morgan Frost is back soon. He's back in 12 days, I think, so he might not be back till the second round if we make it that far. Yeah, I think he's not back till the second round if we make it that far. Or maybe like a game 7 situation he'd be back for. Nope, he's not back till next round if we get that far. So we got to win without Morgan Frost. So game number 3, let's see if we could take a 2-1 series lead here in Buffalo. Come on, boys. I know you guys have it in you. First period of game number 3, and it's a 1-1 game, so kind of similar to game number 1 where both teams scored in the opening period. Montour opens the scoring short-handed against his former team, and Jeff Skinner scores. So that's what I mean, like our penalty killing unit seems to be really good short-handed. We had 7 short-handed goals during the regular season, and we get 1 there. So maybe Montour playing with Shea actually gives Montour more of a chance to go up the ice while Shea kind of sits back a bit. I don't know, but Jeff Skinner is the one that ties it up. Shots are 11-9 in favor of Buffalo, but it is a 1-1 game. Second period, and Buffalo takes a 2-1 lead. Sonny Milano on the power play. I don't know how our penalty kill's doing so bad with all that chemistry. So we're down 2-1. We're out shooting them though, 23-19. We need to find somebody that could tie this game up here in the third, and Jonathan Huberdeau makes it 3-1. Milano makes it 4-1. Yep, Parsons is getting lit up now. We might have to put in Sapanin next game. Power play for us, we don't score. Yeah, this is a lost cause this game probably. Brady Shea makes it 5-2. Oh man, maybe it's one of those comebacks. Santeri Virtanen makes it 5-3. Big penalty kill, boys. And we kill it off. And we're not going to get any more goals. Nope. Sonny Milano gets, I think, his hat trick. Make it a 6-3 game. We outshot them badly, but we just got lit up in that period. Not a good game for us. Definitely have to change up some of the lineups. So our goals, Montour from Shea and Paxpu, Shea from Paling and Montour, and Virtanen, who's a depth guy from Obey Kabul and Lambos. 3 stars, Brady Shea gets up there, but everybody else is Buffalo guys. Yeah, that top line and top 6 in general is where we need to shut down. So, I think I'm going to put in Sapan in this game, because that's not acceptable from Parsons to let in, I think it was like 3 goals or 4 goals in that short of a span. So we're going to take Parsons out, even though Parsons was really good during the regular season and started off the playoffs strong. He kind of dropped the ball a bit there. So we got to definitely make a bit of a change in terms of our lineups. So we're going to put Sapanin in, and hopefully that helps us tie the series up at 2 apiece. Because if we go down 3-1, there's a strong chance we won't come back. because we know Buffalo did win 10 in a row during the regular season, so they could easily do so in the playoffs as well. So here we go, Game 4. Sepanen is in net. Let's see if we could rebound from that loss. Like, Parsons is probably burnt out. First period, and it's a 4-4 game. Yikes. Not a good period from Sepanen, but not a good period from Ukko-Pekka Lakonen either. So Suzuki makes it 1-0. Kane then scores. Milano and Rasmussen all score a couple minutes apart to make it a 3-1 lead for Buffalo. But then JFK pulls us within one. Then a minute later, Peltier ties it up for us, and then JFK gives us the lead. Then Jonathan Huberdeau with a late goal to tie it up at 4. Really weird first period. Shots are 17-7, so we have 4 goals on 7 shots. We are getting insanely lucky with our goals. They're probably peppering Sepanen at shots, so we got to play a bit stronger on our defense, especially the last 2 periods. We've been really bad. So, second period, and it's 5-4 Buffalo. God damn it, Sonny Milano. Shots are 27-17 in favor of Buffalo, and once again we have surrendered a lot of goals. Not a good game from Sepanen. Maybe I should have kept Parsons in net. Gunler makes it a 5-5 game in here in the third period, so very good offensive game for us, but defensively this is not what we want to do in the playoffs. We don't want to be going basically to a shootout with Buffalo. Power play, and we don't score on that. And we are going to be headed to overtime like we did in game number 1. Shots are 40-29 in favor of Buffalo. So, I mean, Sepanen's been somewhat solid. 35 saves on 40 shots. But, yeah, their goaltending has been really bad this game. 24 saves on 29 shots. And it's not bad. But let's see who gets the OT winner here. We need to win this game, boys. Please. Power play. We don't score on it. We're almost halfway through this first overtime period in a 5-5 game. Penalty kill. Come on, penalty kill. You can do this. Nicely done. Are we going to be headed to a second overtime period? Yes, we are. So 52 shots on goal by Buffalo, and they can't seem to solve Sepanen again. Both goaltenders have definitely improved since that first period. They've only allowed 1 goal each since. So, second overtime period, our second time going to double overtime. Let's see if we can find a hero here in this double OT. Penalty kill. And we're going to get it done. No, we're not. Why did I say that? Jeff Skinner makes it a 6-5 game, and we lose on the 55th shot on goal. Sepanen gave it his all in the last 3 periods, but this team just could not get it done. So I'm definitely going to have to probably make some line changes if we want to win 3 straight games. So Suzuki from Paling and Shea, JFK from Gunler and Shea, Peltier from Aube-Kubel and Virtanen, JFK from Lafreniere and Caulfield, Gunler from Virtanen and Yolonen. So Lafreniere in the top line in general has been really bad. I don't know if you guys have just realized that, but Lafreniere I think has only got an assist so far in the series. I think I said at the start of this episode, or it was at the end of the last episode, that Lafreniere would be the key piece to helping us get to the next round. Well, he's been nowhere. So we got to get him going. I just don't know why he's not performing. So let's go to our edit lines and maybe change up that top line a bit. So, what do we want to do? I don't really want to put Virtanen as the top line center. JFK's been really good though. So maybe I want to do this, where I put JFK on the top line instead of Kotkaniemi. Because Lafreniere has, only 1 assist and is a -4, so that top line has not been doing what they normally do. Okay, so back at it for game number 5. We need to find a way to start playing a bit better defensively because we've allowed 12 goals now in our last 2 games alone. We have scored 8 goals, which is pretty good, but 12 goals against is not good at all. So we need to clean it up in terms of defense a lot if we want to stay alive in this series. And if for some reason the commentary from this part of the video sounds different than the last part, it's because I literally haven't recorded in a couple of days since this game. It's because my dad came home in the middle of my recording, so I decided to pause the recording. So I am continuing on like literally 2 days later after that loss in overtime. So here we go, game number 5. Let's see if we could somehow stay alive and maybe play defensively like what we did during the regular season. If not, this season might be done. Let's do real-time simulation the entire game because it is an elimination game. Hopefully we could find that defensive game we've had the last few seasons. We're out shooting them badly here in the first period, and finally Alexi Lafreniere scores to make it 1-0, and then Cole Caulfield scores. So it seems like putting JFK on that top line actually helped out a lot because we moved Kotkaniemi down. But it seems like the first line is starting to get going a bit here in game number 5, which is huge. Hopefully, if there is another game, they can continue that for the rest of the series. So 2-0 game after 1 for us. Let's see if we could just keep it up. Power play, and we don't score on it, so our power play has been struggling quite a bit. Penalty kill, nicely done. Last 5 minutes here of this second period in a pretty close game, actually, in shots and whatnot. And we're going to have a 2-0 lead going into the third. So we're having a very good defensive game by comparison to the last 2 games. This is uncharacteristic of us so far in this playoff run. Let's see if we could just lock it down here in the third. 5-on-3 and we didn't score. But Nicholas Obey-Kabul makes it 3-0. Nicely done, Obey-Kabul. Don't know if he's going to be coming back to us in the offseason or not. So we have a 3-0 lead. Last 5 minutes, just locking it down. And we are going to bounce back with a great defensive game and win 3-0. So our offense has still been pretty hot as of lately, like 11 goals in 3 games, I think. So let's take a look at those goals. So Lafreniere from JFK and Caulfield, and then Caulfield from Lafreniere and JFK. So those 3 seem to have some sort of chemistry, it seems like. And then Obey-Kabul from Kotkaniemi and Shea. So Kotkaniemi has gotten even a point, getting moved down to that second line, which is nice. 3 stars in that game, Lafreniere, Caulfield, and Sepanen. So Sepanen actually... Oh yeah, we started Sepanen in that game, I think. Did Sepanen start that game, or did we have Parsons in net? Oh yeah, no, both goalies played, and they both got a shutout. So it was a combined shutout for the 2 of them. That's interesting. You don't see that very often. I don't know if Parsons was injured or not. Hopefully not. And Davis Paxbu was injured, though. And he won't return until the 26th. So if we go to the second round, then we'll have Paxbu back and Morgan Frost. But we got to win 2 games in a row. Means we got to call up somebody from the minors. So I guess we're going to call up Jim Negrin, considering he's the next best option down there in the minors. Yeah, we'll call up Jim Negrin. Give this guy a chance. Maybe he could actually give this team a bit more of an offensive boost. Hey, didn't I say to call him up? Yeah, I did say to call him up. Go to edit lines. What do you mean auto fix roster? Here, I'll just go auto fix roster. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, we did get an injury also to Tyler Parsons. That means because McEachern just got called up. Yep, Tyler Parsons is also out with an injury, so we have 3 big injuries. So this is not a really good playoff run because of the injury bug, but hopefully we could still win this series somehow. So let's leave it on the best lines that the computer had it as, just to see if that helps us out or not. And then, yeah, everything else I think I'm going to keep the same. So yeah, Negrin playing on that 4th line. He's more of an offensive guy, I think, but we'll keep him down there for now. But it seems like we have some good chemistry on our bottom 9 forwards, which is good. Defensively, we're not too bad either, and in goaltending wise, we're going to be really weak. But Sepanen's been really good so far in this playoff run. So who knows, maybe he'll be good enough to get us some more W's, because I think he's got 2 wins here in the playoffs. Tyler Parsons was the one that was dropping the balls. So let's actually take a look quickly on how Sepanen's been doing. just because I don't remember, because like I just said, it's been a couple of days since I recorded. So I think Sepanen's been pretty good since he's been in net. So maybe Sepanen can carry us to a cup. So yeah, in the playoffs so far, he's 2-1-1 with 1 shutout and 931 save percentage and a 2.14 goals against. So he's definitely outplaying Tyler Persons. So I guess it's okay that Persons is out. How long is he out for, out of curiosity? He's out till June 27th. So we're without Tyler Persons this entire playoff run. Now that would be an interesting story if we somehow manage to come back with Sepanen. But the chances of that are pretty slim because Buffalo is a very good offensive team, and since they just got shut out, they probably will rebound this game, my guess. So here we go, game number 6 in Buffalo as we look to tie the series and force a game 7. Can we do so, or will we be packing our bags? First period, and it's scoreless after 1. Shots are 14-6 in favor of us. Second period, and it's still scoreless. Damn, Sepanen's been playing pretty well. That's 5 straight periods. He's not allowed a single goal, I think. That is if Tyler Persons didn't play a full period. I don't remember if it said he did or not. Shots are 26-13 in favor of us. Let's see if our offense could come through here in the third. Because we need a goal. Penalty kill. And Buffalo's going to score. Jack Eichel on the power play. And Huberdeau gets a power play goal as well, apparently. And it looks like our series is going to come to an end here against Buffalo in the playoffs, which is not good. But Sepanen still has been a pretty good piece, it seems like, and he might get a good chunk of growth. Caulfield with a late goal, but that is not enough. We almost came back, but not enough to get it done, and we are out in 6 games in round number 1. So, I mean, I know this team just lost in round 1, but I think there is definitely a lot of upside to our future because our defense, of course, shouldn't have got us even into the playoffs, but it did. So maybe there's a chance for us to be even a better team next season. So Caulfield with the only goal for us from Lafreniere and Kotkaniemi. So at least that first line started to get production down in the last few games, but it was not nowhere near as good as Buffalo's top line with Eichel, because Eichel pretty much dominated us that entire series, if I'm not mistaken. So we lose in 6 games, which is not good. And let's take a look at our player stats for that round, even though we lost. And then we will start simming up to the awards and the draft, and then that'll be it for this episode, which seems weird because I've only been recording for like 8 minutes. But I recorded the other half, like I said, a couple days ago. So Brady Shea was really good, 6 points in 6 games, and I really wouldn't mind bringing him back because, like I said, I could fetch it first for him, but he's probably going to drop off. JFK was really good as well. He might come back. Caulfield, Obey Kabul. Like, we scored a decent amount of goals, it seems like, and put up a lot of points in that first round, but we just suffered a lot of injuries, and that kind of held us back a bit. So goaltending-wise, as you can see, Tyler Parsons was not the greatest, but Sepanen, I was really impressed with Sepanen, even though he did have 2 losses. A 931 save percentage and a 2.11 goals against for a guy that's only an 81 is pretty solid. I don't know if he's definitely not going to reach his elite potential, but he could still be maybe a solid like backup or a starter for like a year or so with us. He might get a lot of growth this offseason, who knows. So there is the stats. So let's sim up to the, I guess, the draft lottery results and stuff like that. We still have St. Louis's first round pick this year, but I don't know how far they're going to go. Okay, guys, so let's sim up to the draft and find out all the retirements and who wins the like awards and whatnot. Sorry if this sounds a little bit weird. It's because literally I recorded all the way up to the draft with the draft interviews, and then my game decided to be stuck on a loading loop in the draft interview for like, I don't know, like 5 minutes. So I decided to just like restart from there. So my last save part is right up here at the start of the, or right at the end of the first round where we lost to Buffalo. So let's get all the way up to the draft in this part, and its episode's probably going to be all over the place because there's 3 different recordings, so I'm going to have to edit it somehow all together. But it's kind of sucks when the game decides to freeze on you. Like, I think that's the first time I've ever had that problem where it just gets stuck in a loading loop. So I don't know if there's going to be the same Stanley Cup champion or not. Maybe there will be. Who knows? So it's going to be St. Louis this time around, which really sucks because last time around St. Louis lost in the finals. So instead of having 30th, we are going to have the 31st overall pick this year. So Max Domi getting a Stanley Cup ring. I mean, at least it's still a pick. So let's take a look at those individual awards because they're probably different than when I looked at them last. So the St. Louis Blues win the Stanley Cup, Tampa Bay won the Presidents, and it was St. Louis in Detroit in the Stanley Cup Finals. Interesting. Braden Point wins the Art Ross, McKinnon with the Hart, Heiskanen with the Norris, Point with the Bing, Giuliano with the Calder Memorial Trophy, not the Memorial Trophy. Vladimir Tarasenko wins the Conn Smythe. Grubauer with the Vezina, Vasilevsky wins the Jennings, Masterton going to Mikoshin, Lachance with the Adams, Hughes with the Selke, McKinnon with the Lindsay, and Grigorenko with the Richard. In the AHL, just some random guys probably winning awards. Yep, same thing as last time. Okay, so let's get up to those retirements now. Even though we don't have any old guys that are going to retire, we might as well see if there was any at all. Okay, so New Jersey's got the first overall pick, followed by Toronto and Washington. Minnesota has 4th, and Ottawa has number 5. Okay, so a lot of our divisional rivals are getting good picks, which is not a good thing, really, because we need to kind of stay up to par with them. So we're not going to do the draft interviews, though, in this, just because I don't know if it's going to crash again or whatever. So retirements for this season, Patrick Kane retires, Anze Kopitar, Jacob Voracek. A lot of big name guys that were playing in the earlier 2010s, the early 2010s, some of them in the late 2000s. And then goalie wise, any big name goalies retire. Carey Price decides to retire as a free agent. Good, he didn't sign with anybody, I don't think. No, he didn't. So he just got all his wins as a Montreal Canadiens player with 436 wins. Simeon Varlamov also retires, Martin Jones, Jacob Markstrom, etc. Okay, so those are the retirements. Anybody becoming a coach probably because it's taking a while to load. Yep, Voracek and Kopitar are now coaches. That's going to be interesting. See Kopitar behind a bench or Voracek. The coach retirements, we had one, which is Boris Korostein, which I don't know if that was our goalie coach or not. It might have been our goalie coach. So we might need to look for a new one of those in the off season. And we are not going to do our draft interviews just because I don't want this game to crash again on me. So let's take a look at the draft class and the progress reports, and then that'll be it for this episode. Just because it's been all over the place and I don't know how long it's going to be because of it. So here is the draft class again, in case you guys wanted to see. So we have 2 late first round picks probably. Probably somewhere 23rd, somewhere around here, I'm guessing. And then we obviously have number 31 from the St. Louis Blues, which we could get maybe Chorney or Rodin, because we do need more defensive prospects, at least for the AHL affiliate. So there is the first round and a bit of the second round. Now let's take a look at our progress report, see if anybody's gotten some good growth. So, sort by modified. So, Jacob Peltier is up to an 83, so he just got a lot of growth all of a sudden, so that's good. He's going to be probably playing third line minutes with us next season. Cole Caulfield's an 85. Yolonen's also an 83. Interesting. Who else? So, Purcell's up to a 78. Wow, okay, this guy actually did make the NHL. He's a 4th liner. How good is his defensive stats? 88, nice. Okay, so this guy might be a good 4th liner for us next season. I didn't expect him to grow that much more, considering he's already 25, and he's been a career-long AHL player. Lafreniere's not growing much more. Paxpu's up to a 79. Probably still will be a 4th liner for us next season. Lambo's still an 85. Sapanen's still an 81, so he's probably going to stay as a backup guy kind of for his career, my guess. Maybe a fringe starter. Cunning's a 79 still. Gunler's a 79. A couple other guys. Samalinen's still a 78. In the system, Malhotra's up to a 61, Yashin's up to a 73, so that guy's definitely getting signed. Hagen a 67. Any other huge overalls? Nigrin still a 78. Vertanen dropped to a 78, he's probably gone. Zimmerman's a 78. He's probably going to be not that high up of the top form, I guess. Maybe like an 82 at best. Swift is up to a 77, so he's probably going to be in the NHL next season, because I feel like he will get more growth. And then Mason Ryder's up to a 77, so he is listed already as a backup goaltender. He's probably going to be in the NHL next season. Heatley's up to a 77. Quite a few good young guys down there in our system. Rene did not grow really at all, which is not good. He actually might not be as good as I thought he was going to be originally. And that is the progress reports. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode. So in next episode, we will take it to the draft in the off season, where we kind of look to do the same as what we did last year and maybe just pick up a few pieces for where we need to, and then we could play the young guys and see if this team still could continue to develop into being a good all-around team. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time.